Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So we've been talking a lot this year about national reciprocity ever since the new national reciprocity bill was introduced into Congress. And in my opinion, this is the best possible chance that we have ever had politically to get something like this through. With control of the House, control of the Senate, and control of the White House, national reciprocity is a real possibility, which means that your carry permit would be treated the same as a driver's license. It means that whatever state you would go through, that would be recognized, and that would be phenomenal. But there is a very big problem that comes along with that, and we need to talk about it today. So let's get to it. Now, real quick before we get started, this channel is proud to be sponsored by Attorneys on Retainer. Look, if you're somebody who carries to defend yourself, or you just have something in your home to defend yourself, you don't even carry. It doesn't matter where you are. If you find the need to defend yourself, Attorneys on Retainer will be there to defend you. It's like having an attorney in your back pocket. You call the number on the back of that card, you speak to an actual attorney giving you instant attorney-client privilege. It is absolutely priceless to have. So again, check out the link in the description box below. There'll be some discounts as well. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's go and talk about what my concerns are with national reciprocity. And this is probably going to affect people that live in, quote unquote, free states more than people that live in blue states, because people that live in blue states are going to be used to this type of thing more than somebody who comes from, let's say, a constitutional carry state. So we talk about blue states a lot on this channel, and the reason is because they're typically the ones that are causing the most infringements against people's Second Amendment rights. They create more gun control laws than just about anybody else. And so we talk about legislation, we talk about litigation, we talk about the lawsuits and what's going on to try and overturn laws that already exist, and what can be done to stop laws from actually passing. And so it's a big thing with the blue states, right? Well, that's kind of where my issue comes in with national reciprocity, because the laws that exist in those states, other than the fact that they would have to recognize your carry permit, would still exist. One of the biggest problems with blue states is they also restrict not only who can carry there, but once you actually get there, where you can carry. So for example, if you don't have an address inside California or New York that would allow you to get a permit there, you live outside of those two states, you wouldn't be able to carry there. National reciprocity would fix that by forcing those types of states to recognize your carry permit. And so in that instance, national reciprocity would be great. But once you pass that invisible border, you are going through a virtual minefield of these new so-called sensitive locations. Sensitive locations are going to be the biggest problem with national reciprocity, because national reciprocity only addresses the issue with recognizing permits. It doesn't stop states from creating these ridiculous sensitive places that make it almost impossible to carry there. For instance, California recently passed SB 2. SB 2 made almost the entire state a sensitive location. And so that would be a problem. Now, thankfully, some of SB 2 was overturned, but a lot of it still remains in place, and New York's pretty much the same way. So unless you were just highly educated on every place you could possibly carry, it would actually still be detrimental to carry in those states. They would be forced to recognize your permit, but they wouldn't be forced to change any of their sensitive location carry laws. And for people like me who don't have any carry restrictions really other than the standard federal restrictions for buildings and things like that, that would be an issue. People who are not familiar with blue state carry restrictions would be walking into some serious trouble. And so I would like to see national reciprocity, the bill that's in Congress, be amended to include some type of restrictions on sensitive locations. Now, that actually brings up the next bill that was introduced into Congress, which is national constitutional carry. And I've actually gotten a little bit of pushback on this one, because people think that I should advocate for national reciprocity over constitutional carry because reciprocity has a better chance of passing. But national constitutional carry actually does address sensitive locations and would essentially eliminate most sensitive locations across the country. So we just take a look at this section here from the National Constitutional Carry Bill that was submitted in Congress. You'll see where it addresses all of these sensitive locations, something that the National Reciprocity Bill does not, where it says no state or political subdivision of a state may impose a criminal or civil penalty on or otherwise indirectly limit the carrying of firearms, including by imposing a financial or other barrier to entry in public by residents or non-residents of that state who are citizens of the United States and otherwise eligible to possess firearms under state or federal law. Now, it defines public down here below where it says, the term public as used in this section includes any place held open to the public regardless of ownership, but in the case of privately owned location held open to the public, does not include a place where the owner communicates clearly and conspicuously a prohibition of firearms on the premises. So it does kind of leave out the whole privately owned, open to the public business thing. But as far as everywhere else is concerned, a lot of places is parks and sidewalks. Everything else is open. So they basically get rid of everything other than that. So while it's not perfect, it does address a major portion of the sensitive locations in this country right now. Sensitive locations like parks and playgrounds and sidewalks and, places where you might actually want to defend your family, in zoos and other things like that. Sensitive locations have just gotten out of control. There shouldn't be any sensitive locations. This gets rid of a majority of those sensitive locations because it forces states to accept somebody being able to carry in any public place other than a privately owned business that has some sign that says that you're not allowed to carry there. It protects pretty much everything else across the country. So for me, constitutional carry is definitely the way to go. Now, again, I'd be happy to see either bill pass, but I throw my complete weight behind this constitutional carry bill. I hope that that's the one that passes and eliminates all these sensitive locations in the blue states. So I wanted to share that with you. Wanted to get your feedback on it and let you guys I want to know what you guys think about it. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. A thumbs up is always appreciated. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great day.